All right, my friends. One of the biggest reasons why your audience is watching your content, you have a big community, like you have 10 people, 20, 50, 100 people. They are joining your master classes, they are joining your free school group and even booking sales call with you, but they are not actually deciding to move forward, to be in your offer, to actually get the results with your expertise, with your consulting or coaching experience. It's because there is no urgency behind the decision. They understand that your offer could help them, right? They understand that they have a problem. But what is actually missing is that no matter how good you are as a coach, as a woman of color coach, as an industry expert, even if they love your content, even if they save your post, even if they trust your expertise, if they don't believe that solving the problem right now is important, they will never actually act on it, right? When there is no reason to act, your potential client will always tell themselves, I will come back next month. I need to think about it. Let me talk to you in 6 months. I want to wait. I want to do it on my own. This is why urgency has a powerful relationship to conversion. So, if you have this feeling like I have been showing up, you are a woman of color, you are actually so in your marketing, you are always creating content, and you finally want to convert leads, you want to have bigger impact by enrolling more clients in your offer, and also you want to have the cash in your bank account, you need to fix your urgency today so that you are increasing your conversion rate. Because your audience does not need to understand why your offer is valuable, why you are a great coach, why you care about your ideal client. They need to understand why delaying the decision is expensive. Okay? They really need to understand why delaying making the decision, moving forward, is more expensive than the investment they are going to make today with you. Again, people don't buy because they understand what you're doing, because they understand that your offer is amazing. They buy because when they decide this cannot wait longer. In their mind, they realize, okay, if I continue to wait longer, I'm going to have more cost. I'm going to have a miserable life experience, and I don't want that. Your audience has to tell themselves, I don't want this problem anymore. I don't want to be in this situation anymore. So there is a conversion equation, and it is that trust without urgency is delay, right? You can write this down. Trust without urgency is delay. And urgency without the trust is only you putting pressure on them. But when you are actually adding trust with urgency, then there is the decision they're gonna make. Okay, again, trust and urgency is necessary. It's an end in order to actually get this decision from your prospects today. And this is the balance we have to create. We have to create in our messaging, we have to create in our content, we have to create in our sales conversations, in your sales process. It's the balance that we need to create. And trust without urgency only creates the delay because there is no desire behind it. So your audience loves you, they save your post, they are DMing you, but then they are treating you as their friend zoned coach. They are treating your expertise and asking questions, but not moving forward with you. They are watching your live streams, they are watching your content. They might even tell you, I need your expertise. I know once I am ready, I am coming to you. But they are not making a decision because urgency without trust, right, creates pressure. That is when people use fake countdown timers like, hey, I only have 2 spots left, even though in the behind the scene they have 10 spots left, like fake limited spots, or constantly telling your audience that the price is going up when there is no real reason behind it. That does not feel good to the buyer. And if you are a woman of color coach or an industry expert, that is also not ethical for you, right? That is not authentic to you and how you want to learn the skill of selling and how you want to continue to build the company. You don't want to do it on manipulation and on fake tactics, fake sales tactics, because that doesn't create the kind of business that you want to build. You want to build a business that is based on your core values and philosophy, and faking and manipulating other people is not one of them. So when you combine trust, right? When you combine trust and you combine with genuine urgency, which is not fake manipulation pressure, right? Then you are helping someone to make a decision. So you are not forcing them in your sales process. You are literally inviting them to see the full cost of where they are stuck, of staying where they are, and what will continue to happen in their life, in their business, in their health, in their relationship, everywhere. They finally understand that waiting around will not help them to build the desire that they have in their mind. So, ethical urgency means the reason to act now is real. The reason to act now is actually important to continue not to have the more cost in the back end. So, what does actually urgency mean? Urgency is not pressure, okay? It is not pressure. It's not panic, right? Panicking someone to take an action. It's not fake scarcity, like scaring people if they are not taking action, that you don't, like if you don't do it now, you are a bad person, or if you don't buy this offer, you will never have a six-figure business. Like, maybe you are laughing when I'm saying this, but this is really happening in the world right now. There are people who are panicking other people to make decision, and that is not selling. They are faking scarcity. They are manipulating people to act, to do business, right? So that is not urgency. If you're a woman of color coach and you believe that urgency is pressure, panic, fake scarcity manipulation, I want to shift that belief for you. What is urgency is, okay, let me write this down with you. Urgency is the cost of waiting. Okay? That is urgency. Uh, be a little bit patient with me because I'm using this tool for the first time. Okay, so urgency is literally the cost of waiting. Okay, it's not again pressure, panic, fake scarcity, manipulation. It's literally you showcasing them, you educating them, you telling them what the cost of waiting is, right? It's like urgency is not convincing someone that their life is going to fall apart tomorrow. It's literally showing them what continuing in the same pattern will cost them, because your audience is already paying the price. The coach, for example, if you are a coach, right, and you have inconsistent sales right now, you are paying the price every single month, continuing posting your content without understanding how to convert better and increasing your sales revenue, right? If you are a woman of color coach and you are undercharging right now, you are paying a price as well. Every time you are signing a client at the same price, you know it is not supporting your lifestyle. The cost is already there. You, as the coach, you just highlight them because your audience currently cannot see it on their own. So your job is not to invent the cost. Your job is to make the existing cost visible and show them, hey, you already have it. Let me actually take the blinders out of your eyes so that you can actually see what is actually happening. So if you want to add more urgency in your content, right? There are three questions that you can actually start thinking about when it comes to creating urgency. Think about your audience, right? You have to be the best friend of your audience right now. You have to know your audience like the back end, like the backhand. Like you need to be their best friend, and you have to constantly study your prospects, your audience as well. You have to think about, okay, what gets worse if they continue to wait? What is actually costing them more than the investment they have to make today? What are they losing right now? Right? A lot of, like, if you're a business coach, you only think about, yeah, they are losing money, but actually they are losing more than money. What are those things? Why is now the right time? Why should they solve the problem right now? So those are some simple three questions you can start when it comes to creating urgency in your content and in your sales process, and help your prospects to see why they need to actually solve the problem now, right? So again, what gets worse if they wait, if they continue to have the same pattern? Because you know why they don't have the result, right? You know why they are still stuck, and what are they losing right now by staying the same, and why is now the right time to actually act on it and to decide that this is the safe space, safe time to solve the problem that they are experiencing right now. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. But again, this is urgency, right? Because without urgency, people continue to stay in their comfortable zone. And I have always loved to show you this sticky note. You cannot change if you're not challenged. You cannot change if you're not challenged. And with urgency, you are actually challenging your prospects to think bigger, to think beyond their plate, to think about the cost as well, because we human beings, we actually want to avoid thinking about the cost. We rather stay in our comfort zone and desire big instead of actually be real with what is going on and why we don't have the results yet, and be like, pull ourselves on our shirt and say like, holy shit, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this right now? That is important that you showcase that and highlight that to your audience as well. So why urgency increases conversion, right? Without urgency, your prospects are saying, I would like this result. I would like to make 5K a month. I would like to lose 20 pounds. I would like to go to my job without feeling burnt out. I would like to move to Portugal. I would like to land a six-figure job as an immigrant, Indian immigrant in the US. Those are some examples from my clients inside Leverage 20. Like, without urgency, your prospects, they think, I would like to have this result. Now, with urgency, your prospects are having the conversation in their mind where they are saying, I am no longer willing to continue to like this, right? I'm no longer willing to continue like this, because they're no longer willing to live this life like this, because I deserve more, I am capable of more, I have the capacity for more, is now running the show. And this is the emotional shift that happens before someone actually buys, especially if you are selling high ticket offer, which is more than $1,000. Someone actually don't give you $1,000 simply because you say, hey, work with me and you get 5K. You have to showcase them the emotional shift that happens before someone buys. And without urgency, the buyer thinks, okay, I would love to have this result. This result sounds amazing. Yeah, I would like to have more clients. I would like to raise my prices. I would like to work fewer hours and increase my revenue, right? But wanting a result is not always enough to create a decision. What else do you want to have in your life? Do you want to have a yacht? Do you want to live in Mallorca? What else do you want? And Do you have it right now? Do you have the result right now without making and creating a decision? No, right? So urgency moves your prospects into, I am no longer to continue to live like this. Like, I'm no longer to work hard so that I am only getting inconsistent revenue. I am no longer to undercharge for my offer. I have an expertise that is valuable, $5,000, $10,000. Like, you have to help your prospects to think in their brain that they are no longer willing to wait, right? That is the conversation you have to help your prospects to have. You have to seed belief so that they are getting, by consuming your content, going through your sales process, they are coming to the point where they have these conversations on their own because you seeded different beliefs in their mind with your content. And that is when the offer stops feeling like something nice to have and it becomes the logical next step. It becomes essential, literally like food and water for your prospect. So you are not trying to make your audience feel bad. You are actually helping them to become honest with what the situation is looking like. Why did they end up in this situation? And what is this current situation actually costing them? I feel like some people, they don't really know what is actually costing them. They think it's a couple thousands of dollars, but it's way more than that. And your job as the coach is to showcase them what is actually going on. And urgency has to appear in your content, in your offer, the sales call you are doing, in your launch, in your emails, literally everywhere. Right? In every messaging, in every word that you are using, you have to use like urgency as well. Because urgency should not only appear during the last 2 days of your launch, it should exist throughout your entire sales process, which is why we don't actually do fake count timers, right? The urgency is real because we are focused on the cost of waiting, the cost of the problem. So in your content, show your people the cost of continuing with the problem instead of only teaching them like, these are the 3 steps to improve your messaging. These are the 3 steps to lose 20 pounds. You have to explain to them what is really costing them. Your offer should actually solve a problem that your buyer wants to address now, right? Not someday, not in 3 months, not in 6 months, today. That's why your offer cannot only be interesting, it has to feel essential for your prospect. So you are actually selling the result, not the cost right now of staying the same, right? And that is your biggest messaging mistake that you can do as a woman of color coach. A lot of coaches are very good at talking about the result, talking about the outcome, talking more about, your client case studies, more about freedom, confidence, but you are not talking enough about the cost of staying the same, staying in the position where you are right now. And when your audience only sees the result, your offer can feel like aspirational. Yeah, someday I'm going to do that. Now it doesn't feel reachable for me, which is why you are also losing the sales right now, because it becomes something they want eventually, maybe in a year. But if you want to close clients now, you want to increase your revenue by 50% now, that one shift in your urgency will increase your conversion. Because when they understand the cost of staying the same, the decision becomes immediately. Like, it becomes no brainer. Like, okay, yeah, no brainer. Yeah. And this is what we help you with inside Leverage 20, because we help you to increase your revenue by 50% by focusing on your conversion instead of always chasing new leads, new tactics, new trends, because the conversion is the only metric that you need to measure in order to increase your revenue by 50% while you are working part-time hours without adding more stuff on your plate. So I also need to show you what happens when you continue to add more content, add more offers, new platforms, and more tasks without fixing your conversion. You will end up simply working more. Your business gets heavier, you become busier, you will say no to lunch dates, you will say no to family time. Your audience continues to grow because you are focused on chasing new followers, but your revenue does not reflect that. It is not growing the same rate as your audience is growing. So you continue to work harder and you continue to take the smallest paycheck home. And as like our philosophy is, the smartest woman in the room should not take the smallest paycheck. So that is the cost of staying where you are right now if you don't fix your conversion rate right now. And this is why this works matters more than now. Like what? This is why this matters now more than ever. That is the word. Okay, so last thing I want to say is that your business should get lighter as your revenue gets bigger. Leverage 20 is open for enrollment, and we are helping you to increase your revenue by 50% while working part-time hours. So book a call with me under anuraja.com slash L20. And what we do inside Leverage 20 is that we don't actually add more stuff on your plate that is already filled. We actually help you to make your business get lighter by removing everything that is not supporting to help you to increase your revenue by 50%. So we are actually looking at the 20% of your business that can produce 80% of your revenue. So what we do is we will strengthen your offer so that it is essential in today's market. We're going to actually work and refine your messaging and create demand. Make sure that the urgency is fixed in your messaging so that your sales process becomes easier, so that the work that you are doing is actually converting more into clients and more revenue. Because I believe, why do you chase new followers if you only can work with 100 people a year and make 6 figures or 7 figures? So again, Leverage 20 is open for enrollment. And if you are a woman of color coach, you are an industry expert, you are already creating content, you are already having lots of client results, lots of case studies, but your revenue is not matching your effort, book a free call with us. We will actually look at what is currently stopping your audience from converting, where the urgency is missing, what you need to change in the next 90 days, and whether Leverage 20 is the right place for you to help your business, to help you to actually grow and increase your revenue by 50%. The link is in the show notes. Again, you can also find it under anuraja.com L20. Always remember that your audience does not need another reason to want the result. Your audience is smart. They already know what the results they want. They need someone to be honest with them. Can you be the coach who is direct and honest so that they stop postponing the transformation they literally need right now? Thank you so much for tuning, and I see you in the next episode. Bye.